afternoon to one and all present here. We welcome you to the ICON Best 2021, a virtual conference on built environment science and technology organized by School of Architecture and Interior Design, SRM Institute of Science and Technology. I, Professor Esther Shereen, Associate Professor, Admin Coordinator, School of Architecture and Interior Design, have the honor of hosting the conference room 3 out of 6, ICON Best 2021 on 20th February 2021, Day 1. I welcome one and all, and I'm very excited to be amongst all of you in this conference for the afternoon session. I would like to introduce our first speaker, architect Nicolas Ho. An award-winning architect, Nicolas Ho currently serves as the chairman of HPA, a leading multidisciplinary architectural practice headquarters in Hong Kong and a strategic partner of HKDC's Belt and Road-related initiatives. While the years of design experience across Europe, China, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East, and his wealth of knowledge and insight, Ho is in Hong Kong, China, HKC, as a representative to the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Business Advisory Council, member of the HKSAR Youth Development Commission, member of Hong Kong Trade and Industry Advisory Board, and a member of Hong Kong Trade Development Council, Belt and Road and Greater Bay Area Committee, and a council member of Lingen University. With landmark projects across 50 cities in 12 countries, totaling to over 1 billion feet of construction footprint, HPA has firmly established itself as an international and technologically advanced advisory platform for 4 decades. Since 2016, HPA has also spread numerous smart city initiatives through partnering with and investing in dozens of technology partners and solution providers globally, actively nurturing an ecosystem for technological development. Our advisory role and comprehensive services and value to clients' projects, including national governments and private sectors with whom they have successfully collaborated in 6 countries. Let us now proceed to Architect Nicolas Ho presentation.
Hello, I'm Nicolas Ho from HPA, Ho and Partners Architects from Hong Kong. It is my pleasure today to speak at ICON Best 2021 synopsis. It is a true great pleasure to speak among other distinguished speakers, both nationally and internationally. Today, we're here to explore new trends in architecture and design, and hopefully have a glimpse of the future. I'd like to thank Dr. Satish Kumar, Professor Pradeepa, and also Esther for organizing this conference. And for me today, I'll be speaking on building science and technology. For us as architects, our company has been around for 40 years. We've always been facing the challenge of transforming our company and industry through digital means. And hopefully today, this topic, we can share with you our experiences, our success and also failures, and what we think the future of buildings will be. So maybe without further ado, I can start with my presentation. So a bit of background about HPA. It's a 40-year-old practice founded in Hong Kong. Today we have offices in China, in Shanghai, Qianhai, in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, in London, and also in Australia, in Sydney. For us, we have always been pursuing the excellence of architectural master planning and interior design since the early days. Our projects ranges from large-scale master plan, mixed-use government projects to small interior private projects as well. So for us, I think, with all the experience we had in the past 40 years, about 3 years ago, we started exploring the smart city concept in architecture and in our industry. And for us, when we look at smart city or smart buildings, the first thing we did is that we have to define it for ourselves, because every city, every country, even every building and every company has a different adaptation, application, and definition of the word smart city. So for us as the architectural consultant, as the advisor to corporates, governments, and projects, the first thing we did is, what does smart city means for us? And for us, it is the harmonious optimization between the hard and software that fully integrated into every aspect of our lives, and using data to optimize, improve our building efficiency and the quality of the lives of the people living in it. So we imagine that smart city have different layers. From the very beginning, a smart vision. What's the objective? What's the goal? What do we aspire to be or hope to solve? Then the smart governance. What kind of policy, incentive, infrastructure that needs to be in place in order to facilitate and encourage these kind of smart cities application. And under that is the smart grid, utility, 5G, infrastructure, digital and physical connectivity. How does it support the smart city application and also usage? And then underneath it is the connectivity, the mobility. And then it's the people, the industry, and the corporates forming a one-stop, a holistic feedback cycle that nurture talents, encourage business, and also have data transparency and analytical power. So for us, that's always been our approach in the past few years. And as an architect, as a designer, we feel that our role is very limiting, because in the past, we're only involved in the design, in the architecture, or in the planning stage of the hardware. Although we work with clients or governments from the very beginning, but our role is still very restrictive. So for us, I think when we embark on smart city, we know that it is a wide topic, full of technical and political and economical issues that we cannot tackle on our own. And that's why in the past few years, we're very, very lucky to have worked with different, what we call smart partners. So we work with Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, APEC. We work with the Hong Kong Trade Development Council, the Science Park, Cyberport, and other major tech companies like Tencent, like China Mobile, and also young startups in Hong Kong and in the region, like Prenetic, SnapAsk, anything from prop tech to smart city tech, health tech, and also education tech. So from infrastructure down to the consumer-based application, we try to create our own ecosystem of technology solutions and partnerships across Asia. So we can not only advise governments on the design of the project, but also on the operation, on the data retrieval, on the data analysis, and down the line on the actual feedback system on how to optimize the city performance, as well as the people's quality of life, especially health and education. So with that, we're very happy that we have been appointed by the Thailand government as their smart city advisor. That's a photograph you see with our leader, Chief Executive Carrie Lam, and also the Thailand former Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Somkit, witnessing us signing an MOU with the Thailand government, InnoSpace. And with our experience in the past 40 years in building infrastructure and large-scale mixed-use or transit-oriented development, we try to inject these projects and these sort of portfolio of clients with new technology, with new operating systems that can help them improve and keep track and manage their property more efficiently and effectively. And about 2 years ago, we carved out a smart city venture capital branch in our firm, and we started investing in young and up-and-coming technology startups in Greater Bay Area, in ASEAN, and also in Hong Kong, targeted prop tech and also smart city tech, in order to bring inclusion, in order to bring diversity and technology solutions into our portfolio of projects. And so for us, when we provide advisory services, we believe that it's not just designing the hardware anymore. It's about combining the building science with technology, with design solutions. So when we advise government, city, corporates, or even buildings, the first layer of us in investigating or interrogating the problem is through the smart advisory. When we look at a corporate, look at a building, what does that building aspire to be? Does it want to be a more healthy building? Does it want to be a more green building, a more energy efficient building? Does it want to be a more communal building that has more peer-to-peer learning spaces or community spaces? So what's the definition or the objective? Because smart city is very, very wide. Building science and technology is only a tool and an arena, device to help push the smart agenda. But every single building or corporate cannot tackle all aspects of smart city or smart building. We can only probably solve one or two issues per building. So I think prioritizing and fine-tuning and focusing is the number one priority when we design a building. And then we work with different design solutions. We focus on how the building science can add value to that objective, to that smart KPI that we're aiming for. And then we bring in different partnerships, bring in different technology providers. It could be 5G providers. It could be a building management system. It could be a smart logistic solution provider, integrating monitor system or CCTV into the building infrastructure, into building that sort of smart brain of the building, and how these solutions can feedback the management when the building is occupied in the future to add value to the building management and operation. So these are some of the projects that we're currently doing with very, we're very, very blessed that we're able to work on projects from different scales, like large city master planning. This is a project in Philippines, in Manila, a new Manila Bay Smart City Master Plan project. It's a new reclamation project, 400 hectares. We're very lucky we have the support of President Duterte and former President Mayor Estrada as well from Philippines. So they have been very, very strong supporter of pushing the smart agenda in Philippines. So our scope actually extends from just master planning, but we also help with the public consultation. We work with local universities to research about what kind of smart agenda and smart objective does this city, does Manila need today and in the future? Because like I said earlier, different cities at different time, different countries at different progress of their economic development probably seek different level of smart KPIs or agenda as they develop. This is an infrastructure related master planning project. And the interesting thing about this project is that the design itself is along a canal. And we want to use the canal as a major form of transportation to serve the city while connecting to the city of Manila, which is about an hour away. So how can we create new industrial centers, new employment centers, while creating a substantial and also a very comfortable, livable city for the workers there while creating that employment. This is another example that we've done in Thailand, in EEC, Eastern Economic Corridor, with the support of the government. So it is a smart campus with universities and research centers to promote agriculture technology as well as food technology in Thailand. And it's next to, in the city of Sriracha, next to in Chonburi in Thailand. And it's an area of Thailand that has always supported technology development and innovation. So we try to combine this project. It's an Eastern Economic Corridor as well. We try to combine new technology in terms of tourism, smart tourism technology, and also smart living technology into this heritage-based um, tourism district. And as you know, Thailand, tourism is a huge part of the GDP. And while they're transforming the tourism industry, what kind of consumer-based application, what kind of technology infrastructure on a district scale can they implement in order to enhance the user experience, the user friendliness of foreign tourists? How can they enjoy, learn about the local heritage more while they enjoy the good food and the good culture there? So I think this is a very interesting exercise of bridging software, which is the people, the Thai culture, the tourism, the smiles and the friendliness with new modern technology to bridge that gap between foreign and local tourism. This is a project we've done for the Hong Kong Science Park near the border. It is a new technology hub that would host more than 1,000 startups and create new ecosystems focusing on deep tech like biotech and also precise engineering, robotics, so on and so forth. So we're very lucky to work with a lot of people on this project, not just the government and the other consultants, but we actually worked with the end users to create first of its kind of what we call a programmable building. I think going forward, to really push building science as technology to new levels, is not just as a designer and as the building owner, we create an infrastructure to monitor, to keep track, to analyze the data received, and to feedback the operation. That's the model that we're doing today. But in the future, the concept of a programmable building is that the user can use the infrastructure that we designed in place, the digital infrastructure, the M&E mechanical engineering infrastructure of the building, and the user, like a research or science park or university campus, the user themselves can program the building to cater their own needs. So this is a new concept in building technology. It's no longer just smart building, but user-based programmable building, meaning that the building itself is a sandbox for technology innovation. Meaning if the user on third floor, they are doing some smart light switches and they want to track and monitor what's the best way to do smart lighting, to control the light switches. They can easily plug into the infrastructure, the smart interface of that single building, and then program it in a way to help serve their technology experimentations. So programmable building is something that we believe is the future of smart buildings. This is another smart city project in Hong Kong that we've done that's under planning. This is an art district in Greater Bay Area in Dongguan that retained almost 50% of its existing building, which is the old industrial factories, and creating a new art district using technologies and connectivity from AR, VR, and also to physical connectivity, public spaces, so on. Again, this is many more technologies based planning. Perhaps we can skip this one as well. As I can see, the time is running out a little bit. This is a airport master plan project that we have done in Shenzhen. And it's also about creating neighborhoods, enhancing the user-based application to do feedback within the TOD stations management system. This is a project that won a few awards in MIPIM, as well as Asia Property Awards. It is a building that we are in charge of designing both the architecture, landscape, interior, and also the smart management system. So this building is the first building in our portfolio that we design everything top to bottom as well as we integrated the smart building system into the building to help them manage their day-to-day energy usage, the energy audit, the user behavior. How do we feed back for the people? And next stage, we're implementing a happy index because this building has numerous amount of outdoor areas, have exercise platforms, you can see a ramp in the beginning for cycling, so on and so forth. And so I think this building is one of the first ones that we've done that truly embodies the spirit and the holistic concept of hardware to software integration. Yeah, so I think before I conclude my presentation and jump into the video, one thing that I'd like to share is I think going forward in building science and technology, we must work very closely together, not just on new buildings, but also with the old buildings that's already in society today. In Hong Kong, every year we have maybe hundreds, if not thousands of new buildings completing every year. But we have 60,000 of old buildings in Hong Kong. And the rate of constructing new buildings is not nearly enough or significant at the rate of retrofitting and converting old buildings, improving their building science, improving their monitoring system, and also improving the condition of the people living in those buildings. So I think for us as architects and designers, we're no longer just looking at integrating and implementing new technologies into new buildings, but we're also taking a very closer look and also looking at exactly how we can implement new technologies or different level of new technologies into the existing built fabric of our society, especially older buildings and existing buildings. So with that, maybe we can play the video. It's a Negawatt. It's a company that we invested in, which does building operating system. Imagine you have an iPhone. An iPhone is not a smartphone until you have the iOS, which is the operating system of the phone. So the concept of Negawatt is to provide and implement a building operating system, much like the smart system in an iPhone, making buildings smart through an operating system. Maybe we can play the video. Thank you.
Thank you, Architect Nicolas Ho, for your insightful presentation, and I'm certain that the audience have found it to be very informative. And now we shall take a short sponsor video break, post which we shall proceed to our next speaker, Architect Sibarani Sophia.
Ergonomic articulated keyboard station for long working hours. Work Smart by EBCO, simplifying lives. Slide in, slide out, rotate or lock, easy access of CPU below the desk. Work Smart by EBCO, simplifying lives. Third generation concealed drawer slides for your furniture. EBCO, simplifying lives. EBCO sleek telescopic drawer slides for quality furniture, much more than most. EBCO, simplifying lives. EBCO, new generation concealed hinge for quality furniture, much more than most. EBCO, simplifying lives. Ergonomic doorknob lock for your bedroom and bathroom doors. EBCO, simplifying lives. Add design aesthetics to your furniture with aluminium profiles and handles. Live Smart by EBCO, simplifying lives. Space utilization at its best. Wall bed fitting for compact multifunctional rooms. Live Smart by EBCO, simplifying lives. Now, easy access to your bed storage with ProLift electric bed fitting. Live Smart by EBCO, simplifying lives. Floor-to-ceiling walk-in wardrobe sliding system. Design it with glass and wooden panels as per your choice. Live Smart by EBCO, simplifying lives.